Welcome back to Prime Morning. It's time for Let's Talk Relationship. Start getting interactive with us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Joy Prime TV. Just to remind you that Sunday we'll be celebrating our dear mothers, and we'll be doing so on cues and lyrics that will be happening inside the Tiger Creative Studios at 7:30 p.m. sharp on Joy, 8:30 p.m. sharp on Joy Prime TV. The contestants are ready to wow you. And so don't forget, book it on your calendars that on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. we have cues and lyrics on Joy Prime TV. Now let's get into today's conversation. Finding the right partner. The waiting period. After you've gone through a heartbreak, how long do you have to wait? What exactly do you have to do? What are some of the things you need to engage yourself in? Do you need to read books, get counseling, get therapy? What do you have to do in the period of waiting for the right partner? Even if this partner comes your way, how can you identify that this person is the one that God has ordained for you? My guest today for Let's Talk Relationship is Reverend Daniel Annan, who is a counselor. Good morning, Reverend.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm great. Good to have you again.
Yes.
It's always exciting having you here.
Well, you see, when there are some people, they come with flowers, you see.
Yeah.
They usually come with fragrance. So when they come with beauty and fragrance, the day is so bright. The day is bright, and you know that song.
I know that so far.
You have spelled it out.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
too.
much. Today's conversation, we are talking about the waiting period. The wait. I remember some years ago, Hollywood actress Megan Good, who was married to a movie producer and pastor, Devon Franklin. I think they were married for close to 10 years. And they wrote a book, The Wait. And they said so many things. Even when they were in a relationship, the things they had to do for each other to wait on the right time or for the right time before they could get the go-ahead to get married. It's like there were so many things, so many factors that were put into it. It was over almost 200-page book. Meaning that there's a lot of work. I don't know if it's dependent on the individuals, dependent on your religious background, your beliefs, or your life experiences. That is what influences what you might understand or do when it comes to waiting for the right partner or the right moment to be married or get into contact with somebody. Let's talk about that. What is, first of all, the wait?
You see, the wait is not usually only about time, but it's also about space.
Space.
Yes, because you see, when we look at time, time goes with dates and hours and those things, but the space, the environment in which the person ought to heal and to prepare himself or herself is very important. I usually say that the age of Methuselah has nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. So the wait could be a very long time. Yeah. But what is the content in the wait? There. If there is nothing in there, then it means he's waited for nothing. But if there is so much in there working towards it, then it makes it so relevant. For instance, if I've gone into a relationship and it didn't go on well, then there are certain things I ought to know. One, desperation should be out of the equation. Being desperate to be married. Yes. You should not be desperate, because when you are desperate, you quite often don't reason well. Okay. Because your desperation is motivated by something. So you don't think right. So desperation should be out. Peer pressure should also be out. Peer pressure, I mean, what people are saying, people are telling you, or even you are telling yourself, could also come in. So we are looking at a person whose decisions and choices is made not because of what she or he generally think about, but what others are perceiving. Yeah. So he is importing things from the perceptions of people into what he has to do or she has to do. The third thing is lack of appreciation of yourself. Who are you? You see, if a Sedua fails to acknowledge who she is, so wouldn't tofu. If you don't know who you are, your worth, people will buy you cheap. Yeah. So you need to work on yourself. Who am I? So if you're able to work on yourself well, then you come out boldly and assertive. So when you are going to a relationship, you are not going to the relationship that the person is going to help you, but you are going into a relationship as a partner. There was a man who once said in tree, I said, oh, me worry my boy pa. No man can say, man, why worry me? I got the gotem. Because man are done for the be or Buddha gotem. So the man was trying to say that I've married because I married you, I've helped you to become who you are. Yeah. And said, no, I'm your partner, so I've helped you not to sleep in the gutters. Right. Because your friend who did not have a suitable helper is sleeping in the gutters. And it was really very instructive and very powerful. And the fourth thing is lack of appreciation of our cultural setting. Okay. It's very, very important. We live in a cultural setting. And that is more acceptable than any other thing. Quite often when somebody wants to marry, we have something we call engagement. It's supposed to be traditional wedding.
But we call it engagement.
Yes, we call it engagement. But you see, the traditional wedding takes so much about us. We identify with it more than the church wedding. So we have a lot of people who do the traditional wedding. They don't go for the white wedding. No. So what is it? Because in that, the cultural settings are different. I realize there's a culture in the north. For instance, if you go outside the wedlock, you may be you are infidel in the marriage. What actually happens is that if you don't inform the man, and the man sleeps with you, either you will die or your child will die.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So if you go cheat,
so if you go cheat, you commit adultery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Report yourself.
You ought to report yourself to the man's father that this is what I've done. When the man gets to know, they will sit down and look at the issue. If the man wants to stay with you, fair enough. If he doesn't, then maybe the marriage will be dissolved. But if you don't tell the truth and the man sleeps with you, either one of your children will die or you will die. It's a cultural setting. Then, if you don't and you tell the man direct, what will happen is that the man will choose to stay with you. He may marry, he'll still continue to stay with you, have kids with you, but you'll not cook in the kitchen, you'll cook outside for everybody to see that you're committed adultery. Okay. So when you are getting into relationship, what is the cultural setting? What is the cultural background of that spouse? So that you get to know, so that you know how to position yourself very well. We need to understand these things. But generally, when people want to take decisions as to who to marry, or who not to marry, or who to stay with, or who to continue the relationship with, the first thing we need to consider is maturity.
Is the person matured?
Yes.
How would you find that out?
You see, maturity is not about what you say, but it's about what you act. Okay. Maturity first will be seen in the way the person thinks, your thinking. When you have somebody, there are so many ways of thinking anyway. Yeah. There are so many ways people think. But if you are somebody that you are talking to, the quality of the conversations that the person always have with you will tell you the kind of things that he's focused on. Okay. The quality of the conversation will come out. Number two, if the person is that person who always wants to talk about the past, he's in bondage. Or she's in bondage.
Always bringing up, my ex-girlfriend, my ex-wife, my ex-boyfriend did that.
He's in bondage, complete bondage. I
see.
Don't marry that person.
So you flee from such a person?
Yeah, don't marry that person. He's in bondage. Because you cannot deliver that person. Anybody, when you live in your past, we don't live in our past. We live in our present, and we live for the future. So if somebody is living in the past, he's bound. You see, psychologically, when people get into relationship and they have challenges and difficulties, there are some people, they are not able to let go, and they don't allow themselves to be healed. So they begin to think that this is my world. And if you are not careful, they will bring you into their world.
Into that world, right.
And they will proselyte you to be in their world.
Yeah.
And you behave like them. So such a person is a no, 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 no.
Okay.
Because the person has not healed himself or has not healed herself enough. So you look at it when the person is always talking about the past, then be very careful. Number 3, if the person's thinking is about only money but not caring, then you know that he is a person who is always focused on business. He will treat you as business.
Hey.
You see, you are looking for a life partner. Somebody who feels for you, somebody who wants to share his or her life with you. But every time our conversation is money. So when we are married, what will be the next thing? Business, as usual. Such people, when you marry them, they don't have time for you. You know that marriage is a deliberate and a conscious thing that you need to do. Yeah. It must be intentional that you spend quality time with a person. Right. I'm not talking about the length of time, but the little time that you have, how do you spend it? Right. How do you spend with the spouse? How do you spend with the person? If I'm in a house 2 or 3 hours and I've brought my business files back into the house, where is your place as a woman? Nothing. So then he begins to talk about the things that he buys for you out of that money. So it means he's treating you as a transaction, not a partner. So you look at the quality of the conversation, you begin to know where the person's mind is. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we are the product of the things that we think about. So look at the quality of the person, what he's thinking about, what his focus is on. Is it on career? Is it on family? Is it on the past? What is it? Is it on building? If you meet a right person, you always want to look at where your potentials are, where his strengths are. Open up with you. I think this can help. I think that thing can help. Can we work this one together? You begin to see that he's a person who is a team player, who wants to build something. You consistently see. So you see that the conversation that the person will always be having with you is towards building a better future. It's towards building a character. It's towards building a home. So you begin to see that this person is a person who wants to really settle. Other than that, there are others who they are in for the fun of it. And such, when the fun is over, what next? So we need to look at the quality of the conversation that a person is coming from. The next thing you need to check is where the person's background. Which family is he coming from? Is it from a broken family? Or what family is that person coming from? You see, sometimes people begin to accept certain things as right. For instance, wife beaters. Yeah. They think that it's right. No matter how you convince them, they think that it's right. Where did he learn that thing from? He might have learned it from home. So you think that when you beat the woman, that makes you the man.
Somehow, with that instance you've mentioned, somehow also of the belief that if they are to beat the woman, then it means that the woman has done something that she needs to be corrected. So maybe just talking to her is not correcting her. But then you see the way Africans, when it comes to discipline, we handle discipline. You need to exert that on her, and that will affect the change you want to see. The
simple principle the Bible has laid down for us: do unto yourself, do unto others what you want to do unto yourself. Yeah. Your wife is a partner. Do beat your partner. And don't come into the relationship as a headmaster. You are not a head teacher in the relationship. No. I witnessed one. I went to some part of Western North. And I was passing by. I was doing my normal evangelism and I was passing by. And the child has done something wrong. And the man was beating it. So when he give the child one lash, then he give the wife also one. So wow, this is interesting. One for you, one for the wife. One for you, one for the wife. Wow. So I asked myself, at the end of the day, you go and sleep with the wife you have been lashing. You see the distortions of thoughts. Yeah. So we need to, you see, when God gives you a woman, he has given you a treasure For instance, when God gives you a sidwa, he has given you a full package. No, behind the scenes, let me be honest with you. Behind the scenes, a sidwa is a real person.
Yeah.
Let's take all the shows out. I have my way of dealing with people. If I speak to you, if I stay with you, at most 1 minute, I've finished.
Oh.
Or I've finished. I will finish analyzing everything about you.
Okay.
You are very receptive. Very, very receptive.
Thank you.
So what you see, you must. That's the nature. You have that character that people can easily stay with you, work with you, or walk with you.
Yeah.
You always, people easily connect with you.
Yeah.
They don't find it difficult.
Yeah.
Look at right now when parents came. I mean, it's as if you are being like sins.
Yeah.
That is nature. So we need to work on these things so that when you have that quality of a nature, people are able to relate with you, work with you. If you don't, and you don't check the backgrounds from where people are coming, they begin to think that their world should be your world. No. You don't come into a relationship and superimpose what you are. You must do it this way. You must do it that way. No. We are companions. We are fellows in a ship. So you must respect my opinion, and I also respect your opinion. And we bring them together and bring it together, melt it, and we have a common compound called a melting pot.
Right.
That's what it should be. We are from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
The next thing that we need to also check is that what is the character trait of the person? Okay. You are going to stay with that person. Is he a sanguine? Is he a melancholic? Do you know what is it? Other than that, you see, you get fed up with a person. Because you see, one of the major ingredients in making relationship last is the chemistry. You can use the word chemistry or understanding. You see, when we don't understand each other, we may be very good couples, we are maybe good individuals, but when we bring us together, then we begin to have, yes, there's
a whole disaster.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when we have people who understand themselves, the chemistry works so well. I usually tell people when you take sugar and salt and you add water in right proportions, you get ORS. Yeah. When somebody has diarrhea, you're able to heal.
That's true.
Right proportions.
That's true.
When you take oxygen and you take hydrogen, you combine the two, you get water. But you don't see the gases in the water. Yeah. So what do I mean? In marriage, we must understand each other. We must know where the person is. You must understand that she's a woman. Don't relate to your woman like you relate to yourself. Men are different. We live in our world. What are the things that the woman wants? For instance, if you marry a woman and you want to stay with the woman, for the woman to be very comfortable, the woman needs to receive 13 touches a day for him.
13.
13.
Why 13? What's
for the woman 13? To be emotionally balanced.
In a day?
Yes. But me and
I see.
Yes. Let's ask this question. Maybe you may think that what I'm saying, you look at, when you go to where the porters are, okay? The Kaye and the Kaye. You see the girls around, and they'll be touching them. I don't like that, but they stay there.
Okay.
So if you don't like, why don't you
move away?
But they'll stay there. By the time you are aware, the girl is pregnant.
Yeah.
They are responding to a certain need. There's something within a woman. The woman responds to emotions. That's why quite often people say, no, women are the most intelligent people I've ever come across. Women are the most intelligent. They even have intuition. Yeah. In fact, before things happen, God will inform a woman before it happens. Yeah. But you see, they respond to a need. And that need is emotions. So when a person understands the woman's emotions, he's able to stay with the man. You must understand. Don't I would open soon. You must understand the woman's issue that women are very emotional. I quite often say that you don't solve women's problem for them. Me, I don't solve it.
Okay.
Because women, when they are coming with their problems, they have their answers also.
But we just feel like sharing
exactly, perfectly. So when it brings the, did they say that? Are you sure? Then you sit up like you are doing something, you stop everything. Are you sure? What? Then you get up. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Then the woman will feel proud. Yes, my man is with me. Yes, he's with me.
Yeah.
So what do you think I should do? Just go and insult him. Me, when I go there, I will insult him. Basa. Me, I've decided not to mind him.
Yeah.
You don't mind him.
Yeah.
He has got the answer already.
Yeah.
But he's being emotional. He wants you to, first of all, listen to her. 2, understand her. 3, don't be judgmental. And 4, allow her to reason. If you have corrections to make, you let it flow. Let all the things flow. Later on, I think that which we were saying was good. But next time, if we could add this,
yeah,
then you would take it.
So acknowledging her reasoning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you must understand the woman's world. If you don't, you have failed. The first thing a woman is looking up in a relationship is whether he's secured with you.
Yeah.
Whether emotionally he's secured, whether spiritually he's secured, whether financially he's secured, and whether physically he's secured with you. Because you can't marry somebody who is always hopping from one woman to another person.
That's true. Reverend, let's come to from, now you've talked for we the women. Now let's come to the men.
You see, when you want to get a man, the man's attention is very, very simple. Look good. Look good. The first point of call for a man is looking good. We are always looking. For instance, today the package is serious. It's serious. Very, very, very serious. This. I'm saying without any. You see, when we don't say it's as it is.
Yeah.
There are some people, they are always Africans by nature. We're trained to be hypocrites.
Okay.
Do you know that? Yeah, I'm trained to be hypocrites. Me, my father. I never heard that my father was telling my mother he loves her.
Hey.
Until she died.
Hey.
When my mother died, then I heard it.
During the tribute?
No. When my mother died, before the tribute. You see, why?
Yeah.
Yes, you see, that's how we're...
It's still ongoing. It's an issue with African men. Yeah.
So we are trained naturally to be hypocrites. When even a man is feeling sorrow for a person says, hypocrite. We are acting from... So they are free. So you see, that's our nature. So we are not trying to be real people. In a man's world, a man look at things. I said, well, more fair sachim. More fair sikakoko. We are demufia. We are danswa. And we are casa from Bobe Shiame. The nature of Bosia. Oba wo fefo. Utra wo fa now spelling. Draw now
okay.
These are the things you need to understand. That this is a man's world. He looks at things. So look good. Man, your own basa say, Obi a osori anopa. I say, nyame be shia wono. We have an old unfinished business with God. The new crowd, why no secretary? And you are looking. You see, there's a marriage market too. You know the marriage has a market.
So it's all part of the packaging.
Yes, marriage has a market. Because every man met a woman somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's the market.
Right.
So that's the first thing. The second thing, the men are looking for people who honor them, who respect them.
So as a woman, how would you prepare yourself to honor? How would you learn?
You see, that's what, in your conversations, in your act, and the way you handle things that is of the man, the way you call the man. I quite remember we're taught in church, among the pastorates that the women should call their husband my lord. Mira. And we don't call our husbands like that.
Yeah.
So after the teaching, one of our pastor's wives said, call the husband Mira on the side of my from Yajai. There's all that I just open for me. Yes, before me. Does it mean ra? Does it die? Then me grab you. So, if you want to treat a man with respect, one, the way you call the person, the way you speak to the person, the way you handle things that belongs to the person, will always communicate to the person that you respect.
Okay.
Why do men always have feelings for their house helps? Look at the house helps role that they play in the house. House helps. I'm telling you, Obeju kun free. You go and bring a house help who is quite this, but no affair. You see why? The man responds to somebody who cares. Men respond about 90% to care. There was a statistics I read in the United States of America. Men who cheat respond to care. Men respond to care.
Could it be the same the other way around?
No. Women, not necessarily.
No, I'm talking about the house girl, husband
Yes,
scenario.
because who does he see every time? Who cooks?
Okay.
Who dressed the bed? Who takes care of the kids? When he comes home, who is there? Who gives the water? Who does he see every time? It's that house help. So every man has a weak day, a weak time. I bet the Musa who did he see?
No, but Reverend,
it's not, you see?
Majority of the times, today's men, one main question they ask you before they get serious with you, what are you bringing to the table?
It's true, but you see, I've always said it's not about the length of time, but the quality of time. Should you have a relationship with somebody or a husband, if you want to maintain the person, make sure that the man eats from your pot.
I see.
It should. Either than that, somebody will take the man away. Women, listen. Let the man eat from your pot. Look, do you have brothers?
I do.
Yes. Why do they come to you? Why? Sister,
they are watching right now.
Yes, sister.
Papa and Nana.
Yes, sister. They give you first. Sister. You are the best. Why? Food. That's it. No, I'm trying to let you know that's how we are.
Yeah.
So if you don't make a conscious effort and a deliberate thing that, as for my husband, he will eat from my pot. When you train the husband to be like, the woman will get used to that. But if you leave everything to the care of someone else, then someone is taking your place of care. And if it becomes consistent, the person gets familiar with that person than you. So in all your busy schedule, find that time and find that space of put in mechanisms that it will be like, oh, I've done everything in the, when you come and I'm not, you warm this or this, that. Yes. So you see, you may not be there, but you are there.
Right.
Other than that, somebody is doing that place for you. The person has taken the husband already. So the man first responds to care. Somebody who respect, somebody who honor, somebody who appreciate. The second thing that a man is looking for in a relationship that attracts is somebody who is a helper. So that's where the financial help and those things. And not only that, I'm not looking at financial help. I want a woman who is sensible. A prudent woman. A man responds to a woman who is so sensible. He knows what he's saying in humility, not in pride. There are some people, they will be communicating wisdom to you, but in pride, so you cannot take it.
Yeah.
But the way a woman, look, I always say, I'm a Christian. One woman I cherish in the Bible so much is Pontius Pilate's wife. People don't talk about her. Yeah. She came when the man was in judgment seat and told him, my husband, this man that you are sitting to judge, be very careful. I've had several series of dreams about him. Be very careful about your judgment. Pontius Pilate got up and washed
his hands. Yeah.
Why? Because of the counsel of the woman, the counsel of the wife. So what place do you play? And then another person, Naaman's wife, we don't talk about her.
How about a man who doesn't take counsel?
You see, there are some people, every man who doesn't take counsel will always hit. He will hit the rock, bang, and will come back. When we come back, and so this thing, I don't know, that thing I was talking about, that you said, then you bring your contribution. That you said, the man has done this, the man has done that. Don't be judgmental. Men don't easily accept that they are wrong. Yeah. They always want to maintain their pride. Yeah. But what the place of you, the woman, is that your counsel worked, though he did not take it. Next time, he will seek your opinion. Right. I have always said, men who always listen to their wives don't fall in a ditch. Men who always listen to their wives more, they don't fall in a ditch. Because the women see beyond what you see. Women do not watch only from the door. They watch from the window. Men watch from the door. When you are watching from the door, you see to the elevation of what it's shallow. But when you are seeing from the window, you go beyond. Women see from the window. So quite often, when you don't take the counsel of your wife, you go and hate. Even if you think that counsel is not good enough, find a very appropriate way of appreciating what she has said. And maybe say, I think I want to do it this way. And if you, the woman, don't force or impose it upon him, let him try and fail. Women, allow the men space to fail.
Give them room.
Give them room to fail. When he fails, he will come back. Okay. Because if you always impose or superimpose your decision, he will see you as somebody who is always a home model or shabisho. Yeah. You are always oppressing as if
you want to sit on my happiness. You want to suppress.
And more especially when the in-laws also come. And
even worse.
They makes it worse. So don't superimpose it. Don't be that person who will make it so loud. Because, and I've said it. Every time I advise you, don't take it. When you go, you take it. They come in. No, you don't do it. Act in prudence. The prudence is that you think about it. You devise mechanisms to arrest the situation. If the person comes and fails, appreciate him for even failing. Okay. And celebrate him that I celebrate you as a man. Though you failed, but you did something. Okay. You did not sit down aloof. You did something and you failed. The next time is that next time, let us put proper mechanism so that you don't fail. So in a man's world, we are looking for somebody who will help. Right. Third, a man looking for a very good sex. I said, do I have one or two names? Sex.
Comment.
Sex.
Reverend, mommy, okay, is on your screen.
Sex.
Reverend Pachoyeva, Ahianyo Charlotte says, thank you for the message. I have learned a lot. Isaac Nsia says, God bless you, Reverend.
Sex.
Right.
You see, sex is not the art. It's not a science. It's about the art. You see, men respond to sex. If we don't have it, we will die. We cannot live without sex. That's why when a man have a little challenge in the sexual habit, something about whether he potential, they think that his world has come to an end. Okay. Man can even commit suicide for that because we respond to sex. So you, the woman, having known this, then you need to understand the art of having a very good sex. Okay. Women are always in the driving seat. You are in charge. I always tell my accountants that if somebody wants to collect, if somebody has come to you to collect money, if you don't finish preparing the documents, you can't hand over the money to the person. And if the person is coming with that pressure, if he doesn't sign, he will not collect. Yeah. So you, the woman, position yourself in such a way that the man will become with all the aggressiveness, with all the videos that he has watched, with all the things that social media he has gone through. So I'll fire up. I know a friend say, energy drink, vitamin C, I want. You know, what the, is it a, what's it a, what the vitamin C so one, or we are pasta boguso. Sanibano, where you're dangerous. Or fair daddy drink, and vitamin C one, not the pasta also account. On TV, on me young konkwa, no. So what do? That's where you need to apply the wisdom. Apply the wisdom of taking the person through that feeling of capturing the mind. As for the man, he's coming with the act of performance.
Yeah.
But you, woman, has to carry the one from performance to thinking. So that you begin to talk to the man in a very polite way of creating an atmosphere that you make it so sweet. It's like taking people through 7-course meal. So when it's coming, oh my goodness, just imagine a sidwa in an evening. You who are not shuffle. The lights are dim. Everything is so clear. Jesus. You see, so you are preparing the atmosphere. When it comes, sometimes you are even off. You are not thinking about that. But the woman, the way the woman appears, the dress, the lingerie, the way it tastes.
Reverend, let's put it out there. What you're saying is for married couples.
Yes.
Married couples.
But you see, when you are, you see, for instance, the person who is talking about weight.
Yeah.
The reason why maybe the person left you is maybe about sex. So you need to learn all these things in your mind. When you get the person, you apply the rules and work it out well. You see, men, we see want new things. So, no, men are like that.
So you need to put it in mind to be willing to spice things up.
Thank you.
Often. That's what you need to learn.
Learn. Because you see, the issue is about the man is always, he's chasing for something.
Yeah.
We are always looking for something. And when we get it, we easily get fed up with it. So how do I position myself that he doesn't get fed up with me?
Right.
It's very important. Because that's why men get one woman today is with another person. But you agree with me that it's the same hole. And
it's always annoying when they try to compare that with food. That's ubedi kontomre froya sa debia. Ubedi egisa nkwa debia. It's really annoying.
No, it's not annoying because
it's annoying. Why do you compare women to food?
You see, it's an analogy. So me, I will take the same. You see, in my life, I don't allow anything to annoy me. I will take what you are saying to make a good story. That's all. Kontomre na pay. Oh, and the kontomre memo kontomre. Kontomre to me man here.
Yeah.
So I'll do kontomre with raw kontomre with no oil.
Okay.
Then the very fat Kobe with time fin up there. So that diet is a piman pesi in Kobe.
Okay.
The next time I'll give you the same kontomre, but this one palava sauce with a gushy inside.
Okay.
Would you eat?
I'll eat.
The next time I'll give you this same kontomre with a very fat face. Really, this time with cocoa yam.
Okay.
Next time I'll give you this same kontomre and medinyadwa kakraswa one. So my kontomre nyadwa, then I fix it. Then this still Kobe will be played. This time not the fifi Kobe the tino, but they are toso. My man will cycle kakrabia go home. What you eat?
I will eat.
What am I doing? It's the same kontomre.
Right.
So when the person is saying that, take the same thing, where that person is coming from, turn it to be a good story. Okay. Then you yourself, with that knowledge, package yourself well. And a woman we, a woman before from us says, so wow.
Meanwhile, it's the same kontomre.
It's the same kontomre. It's the same holo. You see, when we fail to appreciate that, I've told you, men are always like hunting dogs. If you want to see a man's character, when you go to a mall, the woman will pick this, check it, look at it, go and come back. A man, what does he want? You want bread, take bread. Bye.
Reverend Nanan, unfortunately, this is all the time that we can allocate for this particular segment, but it's been very insightful. Viewers, I hope you've enjoyed yourself on Let's Talk Relationship, talking about the waiting period and finding the right partner, the things you can do, what you have to do, what you need to learn in the period of waiting and attracting the right person.
So let me say something very important. People are different. So don't carry your past into a new relationship.
Okay.
People are different. So don't carry your wounds into a new relationship. People are different. So relate with people differently in appropriate wisdom and appropriate habits, and you always win.
Reverend Anna, thank you so much. This has been very, very, very educational, very insightful. And we hope to have you once more very soon.
Thank you.
Okay, viewers, my name is Esiodua Kumia.